Welcome! Today, we're diving into the world of security deposits. Whether you're renting an apartment, a house, or even commercial space, you've probably encountered the term security deposit. But have you ever wondered how landlords or property managers actually determine the amount you need to pay? In this video, we'll break down the key factors that influence security deposit calculations, the typical methods used, and what you can expect as a tenant. Let's get started by understanding the basics and why security deposits exist in the first place. A security deposit is a sum of money that a tenant pays to a landlord before moving into a rental property. This deposit acts as a financial safety net for the landlord, covering potential damages, unpaid rent, or other lease violations. It's important to note that a security deposit is not a fee. If you meet all the terms of your lease, you'll usually get this money back at the end of your tenancy. Understanding this distinction is key to knowing your rights and responsibilities as a renter. Security deposits serve several important purposes. For landlords, they provide a financial cushion in case tenants cause damage beyond normal wear and tear, leave without paying rent, or violate lease terms. For tenants, deposits can be an incentive to take good care of the property, knowing that responsible behavior means getting the money back. This mutual understanding helps maintain a fair relationship between both parties throughout the rental period. The calculation and handling of security deposits are often regulated by local and state laws. These laws may set maximum limits on deposit amounts, outline how deposits must be stored, and specify the timeline for returning deposits after a lease ends. Understanding the legal framework in your area is crucial, as it protects both landlords and tenants from unfair practices. Always check your local regulations before signing a lease. Landlords use several common methods to calculate security deposits. The most typical approach is to base the deposit on a multiple of the monthly rent, often 1 or 2 months' worth. Some landlords may also factor in the tenant's credit history, rental background, or the type of property being rented. Understanding these methods can help you anticipate how much you'll need to pay when moving in. The most straightforward method is the rent-based deposit. Here, the security deposit is set as a fixed multiple of the monthly rent, commonly 1 or 2 months. For example, if your rent is $1,000 per month, your deposit might be $1,000 or $2,000. This method is simple, transparent, and easy for both landlords and tenants to understand. Some landlords adjust the security deposit based on the tenant's credit score or rental history. If a tenant has a lower credit score or a history of late payments, the landlord may require a higher deposit to offset the perceived risk. Conversely, tenants with excellent credit and a positive rental history may be eligible for a lower deposit. This approach helps landlords manage risk while rewarding responsible tenants. The type and condition of the property can also influence the security deposit amount. High-end or newly renovated properties may require larger deposits to protect against potential damage. Similarly, furnished rentals often come with higher deposits to cover the cost of furniture and appliances. Landlords assess the value and risk associated with each property before setting the deposit. If you have pets, be prepared for additional deposits or fees. Many landlords require a separate pet deposit to cover potential damage caused by animals. This amount is usually added to the standard security deposit and may be partially or fully refundable depending on the lease agreement and the condition of the property after you move out. A move-in inspection is a crucial step in the security deposit process. Before you move in, the landlord will typically document the property's condition, often with photos or a checklist. This record helps determine if any damage occurs during your tenancy, ensuring that you're only held responsible for new issues. Always participate in the inspection and keep a copy of the report for your records. It's important to understand the difference between normal wear and tear and actual damage. Normal wear and tear refers to the gradual deterioration of a property due to everyday use, like faded paint or minor carpet wear. Landlords cannot deduct from your security deposit for these issues. Only damages that go beyond normal use, such as broken windows or large stains, are typically deducted. When you move out, the landlord will assess the property for any damages. If there are issues beyond normal wear and tear, the cost of repairs will be deducted from your security deposit. It's a good idea to repair minor damages before moving out to maximize your refund. Always ask for an itemized list of deductions if any money is withheld. If you leave the property owing rent, landlords are typically allowed to deduct the unpaid amount from your security deposit. This ensures that landlords are compensated for any financial loss due to non-payment. Always make sure your rent is fully paid before moving out to avoid unnecessary deductions from your deposit. Some landlords may deduct cleaning fees from your security deposit if the property is not left in a reasonably clean condition. However, they cannot charge for standard cleaning that would be done between tenants. To avoid cleaning deductions, make sure to leave the property as clean as when you moved in. In some areas, landlords are required to pay interest on security deposits. This means your deposit may grow slightly over time, and you'll receive both the original amount and any accrued interest when you move out. The rules for interest payments vary by location, so check your local laws to see if this applies to you. Many jurisdictions require landlords to store security deposits in a separate interest-bearing account. This ensures that the deposit is kept safe and not mixed with the landlord's personal funds. Tenants may have the right to request proof of where their deposit is being held, adding an extra layer of transparency and protection. After you move out, landlords are usually required to return your security deposit within a specific time frame, often 14 to 30 days. If deductions are made, you should receive an itemized statement explaining each charge. Knowing the timeline helps you plan your finances and ensures you receive your money promptly. If you disagree with any deductions from your security deposit, you have the right to dispute them. Start by communicating with your landlord and requesting documentation. If you can't reach an agreement, you may be able to file a complaint with a local housing authority or take legal action in small claims court. Many states and cities set maximum limits on how much a landlord can charge for a security deposit. These limits are often based on a multiple of the monthly rent, such as 1 or 2 months. Knowing the legal limit in your area can help you avoid overpaying and ensure your rights are protected. Some landlords charge non-refundable fees in addition to, or instead, of a security deposit. These fees cover administrative costs, cleaning, or other services, and are not returned at the end of your lease. Always clarify which charges are refundable and which are not before signing your lease agreement. Security deposits for commercial properties are often calculated differently than for residential rentals. These deposits may be larger and can include additional requirements, such as personal guarantees or letters of credit. Business tenants should carefully review the lease terms and negotiate deposit amounts when possible. Short-term rentals, such as vacation homes or Airbnb properties, may have different security deposit policies. These deposits are often smaller or may be replaced by a damage waiver fee. Always read the rental agreement carefully to understand your responsibilities and the process for deposit refunds. If you're renting property in another country, security deposit rules can vary widely. Some countries require larger deposits, while others have strict limits or unique refund processes. It's essential to research local customs and legal requirements before signing an international lease. Some landlords offer alternatives to traditional security deposits, such as deposit insurance or surety bonds. These options can reduce upfront costs for tenants, but may come with non-refundable fees or monthly premiums. Weigh the pros and cons before choosing a deposit alternative. Tenants may have room to negotiate the amount or terms of their security deposit, especially if they have a strong rental history or excellent credit. Don't hesitate to ask for a lower deposit or request that certain fees be waived. Open communication can lead to more favorable terms for both parties. To protect your deposit, always document the condition of the property when you move in and out. Take photos, keep copies of inspection reports, and save all communication with your landlord. This evidence can be invaluable if you need to dispute deductions or prove the property's condition. Before signing a lease, carefully review all terms related to the security deposit. Look for details on the amount, refund process, allowable deductions, and any non-refundable fees. If anything is unclear, ask for clarification in writing. This helps avoid misunderstandings later on. Tenants have specific rights regarding security deposits, including the right to receive an itemized list of deductions and to challenge unfair charges. Many areas have tenant advocacy organizations that can provide guidance and support if you encounter issues with your deposit. Landlords are responsible for handling security deposits according to the law. This includes storing the deposit properly, providing receipts, conducting inspections, and returning the deposit within the required time frame. Failure to comply can result in penalties or legal action. Always request a receipt when you pay your security deposit. This document serves as proof of payment and may be required if disputes arise. Landlords are often legally obligated to provide a written receipt, so don't hesitate to ask for one. If a dispute arises over your security deposit, try to resolve it directly with your landlord first. If that fails, you may need to involve a mediator, tenant association, or pursue legal action. Keeping thorough records and documentation will strengthen your case. Security deposit insurance is an alternative to traditional deposits. Tenants pay a non-refundable premium to an insurance company, which then covers the landlord for damages or unpaid rent. This can lower upfront costs for tenants, but means you won't get the premium back. A surety bond is another deposit alternative. Tenants pay a small fee to a third-party company, which guarantees payment to the landlord if damages or unpaid rent occur. Like insurance, the fee is non-refundable, but it can make moving in more affordable. To maximize your security deposit refund, follow a checklist before moving out. Clean thoroughly, repair minor damages, remove all personal items, and attend the move-out inspection. Provide your forwarding address so the landlord can send your refund promptly. Common mistakes that can cost you part or all of your security deposit include not documenting the property's condition, leaving the property dirty, or failing to pay the last month's rent. Avoid these pitfalls by staying organized and communicating clearly with your landlord. Landlords can only deduct for actual damages, unpaid rent, or other lease violations. They cannot charge for improvements or upgrades that increase the property's value. If you're unsure about a deduction, ask for an explanation and supporting documentation. There are many myths about security deposits, such as the belief that landlords can always keep your deposit or that deposits are never returned. In reality, laws protect tenants, and most deposits are refunded if the property is left in good condition. Knowing the facts helps you protect your money. Property managers often handle security deposits on behalf of landlords. They are responsible for collecting, storing, and returning deposits according to the law. Good property managers maintain clear communication and ensure all procedures are followed correctly. When renting with roommates, the security deposit is usually paid as a group. If one roommate causes damage or leaves early, the entire group may be affected. It's wise to have a written agreement among roommates about how the deposit will be handled if someone moves out. If you sublet your rental, clarify how the security deposit will be managed. Some landlords require the original tenant to remain responsible, while others may transfer the deposit to the new subtenant. Always get any agreement in writing to avoid confusion. When renewing a lease, your security deposit may carry over to the new term, or the landlord may require an additional deposit if the rent increases. Always confirm the status of your deposit when signing a renewal to avoid surprises. If you end your lease early, you may forfeit all or part of your security deposit, depending on the lease terms and local laws. Some landlords deduct for lost rent or additional cleaning. Review your lease and communicate with your landlord if you need to terminate early. If a tenant is evicted, the landlord may use the security deposit to cover unpaid rent, damages, or legal fees. Eviction can complicate the refund process, so it's important to understand your rights and obligations if facing this situation. To protect your security deposit, always read your lease carefully, document everything, communicate openly with your landlord, and leave the property in good condition. These steps can help ensure you get your deposit back and avoid unnecessary disputes. In summary, security deposits are a vital part of the rental process, protecting both landlords and tenants. By understanding how deposits are calculated, what factors influence the amount, and your rights under the law, you can navigate the rental process with confidence. Always stay informed, communicate clearly, and keep thorough records to ensure a smooth experience.